Fans, yeah, as you all know, the next great fight in the middleweight division comes on January 19, 2013, which is in 5 months from now, when the current WBA and IBO champ Gennady Golovkin defends his title against Rosado. So let's talk Rosado first. His record is 21 victories, 13 of them inside the distance, and he has 5 losses. He's up-and-coming prospect with his physical parameters quite terrific. He got also stamina, he got some power, good timing and good technique. And he got a good character as well. He's humble yet determined and very, very hungry. So he got the whole package. I wouldn't judge him down on his 5 losses, because 3 of them he had early in his career in the fights which could go both ways. And one of his losses was by knockout in 2009 from the hands of Alfredo Angulo. I think in that fight Rosado goofed quite a bit. I would say big time. He didn't protect himself and he was caught. So we cannot credit actually that KO more to his own Rosado's fault than to Angulo's merit. Also, I'll tell you more, in terms of learning experience, sometimes losses can be more beneficial than victories. And losses also can be good for a fighter, because if he is capable to learn from them, those losses will make him to think, to reevaluate, to motivate him and improve his performance. Judging by his last fight, which he had just last September against Charles Whitaker, a one solid and durable fighter, whom he stopped in the 10th round, Rosado improved quite a bit. Now Golovkin. Everyone who loves and appreciates boxing already knows very well who Gennady Golovkin is. Originally from the former USSR and now hailing out of Kazakhstan, he's a boxer of extraordinary talent. Out of 24 fights, 21 he finished within the distance, and he has no losses. Every fight he fought, he methodically dismantled all his opponents, beating them atrociously into submission. He fights so, I would say, sincerely, that I'm pretty sure that everyone he fought will never, ever, ever, ever fight him again. Even if they would be paid all the money in the world. The same can be held true for those current champions, those city boys who avoid him like a scourge of the earth. Yeah, I think it is all Golovkin's fault that he puts so much heart into his fights. Yeah. That's one thing we can blame Golovkin, of being so sincere in his fights, meaning just business, and putting so much heart in everything he does in the ring. I'd say too much. And of course his sincerity is bad news for those city boys who wants to cling to their phony champion status. So I do blame Golovkin for causing those so-called champions to run from him, so he will never, we will never see the asses being kicked. Yeah. In this light, all credits should be given to Rosado, who has enough courage to fight Golovkin. Well, another side to Rosado's courage, I should say, he has so much to win, but nothing to lose, right? Well, as I said, Rosado is a good basic fighter, but comparing to what he faces in Golovkin now, all his previous fights were merely like a pillow fight, you know, those girls fighting in the Boys and Girls Scout clubs. Yeah. So, does Rosado have a chance to beat Golovkin after all? I guess, yeah, I'd say he can. He has a chance. But only in case if he's smart enough to bring his grandmama to the front seat by the ring, you know, and arm her with the pipe and dart with a tranquilizer pipe, I don't know, maybe something like this. So give her a pipe into her mouth, and as soon as Golovkin turns his back to her, she can blow a dart to go, you know, like this in the back of Golovkin. And you know, like those researchers in Africa, when they tranquilize lions, you know, to get the blood samples or put a collar with the radium on and stuff. So after Golovkin will get tranquilized and fall down asleep on canvas, then Rosado and his grandma can celebrate a victory. Otherwise, he got no chance. Alright, so let me drench. It's good. So now Golovkin, what he can do in order to beat Rosado? Well, I'm not going to rake the water talking about his technique and stuff, because whatever Golovkin brings into the fight, it will work for him anyway. I think Golovkin will beat Rosado the way he was never beaten before, ever, in his life. Though I think that Golovkin should knock Rosado as soon as possible, preferably in the first round, so he would have no fatigue from this fight, so he would be available for the next fight in a very short notice, in case his lethargic promoters will finally wake up and manage to lure into the fight one of those big city boys like Martinez or Daniel Gale or Peter Quillin, so Golovkin can unify the 160-pound division, make history and make some good money along the way. Then he can move back, up into 168 pounds where he once boxed, and do the same for the utmost delight of the boxing fans throughout the world. After all, boxing is the only real sport, right? All the rest of the so-called sports, like basketball, or hockey, or soccer, or football, or whatever people call it, is not really a sport. It's just a game. I don't even understand, why do people call those games sports? You know, why do they even bother to pay money to watch it? What a shame. But boxing is the only true sport which separates men from boys. Or should I say, boxing is the medium which turns boy into man. I hope one day boxing will be introduced into the high school curriculum, so it can form good characters of the young generation and grow them decent persons. Yeah, the true champions are the only those in boxing. So we boxing fans, we know better, right? And we deserve to know our true champions. Anyway, whatever these two warriors, Golovkin or Rosado, will decide to bring in this fight on January 19, you can bet it's going to be a terrific fight to watch. No pillow, no pillow fight this time for Rosado. That's for sure. So see y'all in the new 2013. Happy New Year. Peace.